I am not promoting to not work hard. I am not promoting that a 90-day arc is bad. I am not telling you that this is pointless and that it will yield no fruit. But I am saying January isn't destined to be good just because you went through a 90-day arc. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, it's your girl. How you doing? I cannot believe that it's actually the end of the year. We are in the last quarter of the year of 2024. It's about to be 2025. I vividly remember when this year started, knowing that a new year was approaching and the feelings that I had towards it and the excitement, nervousness, and now to be at the end of that, having experienced all I have, seeing what this year has brought me and seeing the new prayers and requests and goals that I have for 2025. It's full circle, y'all. Time really waits for no man. But with all that being said, we all know what happens at the end of the year. I already know y'all are writing down your resolutions already. You're locking in. You're ready to put your best foot forward for 2025. We all have heard about the winter arc, the whole thing going on TikTok right now, where you use these last 90 days to lock in. You're gonna isolate yourself, bury yourself, grind, work hard, do everything that you said that you were gonna do for the whole year in 2023, but now you're gonna do all that right now. Now, no harm, no foul for locking in if you're ready to lock in, going after your goals if that's what you're trying to do. But here is why I will not be participating and not be doing a winter arc and the troubles that I'm having with this whole ideology. Before I get in too deep, make sure to like the video if you like the video, comment on the video if you want to tussle in the comments, and subscribe if you like me. Okay, so first of all, I do consider myself more on the self-improvement side of content creating. I'm definitely one to put out a video to motivate you to go after your goals, to be consistent, to be disciplined, to make a routine, a plan. Just check the channel for the proof. And I was tempted to make a winter arc video, tell you to hone in on what you want to do, forget the rest of the year if you've been doing bad, take the rest of this year to go full steam ahead. But I never want to be gimmicky. First of all, I am a 21-year-old woman navigating life for the first time. I am realizing things day by day, going through life, making mistakes, learning processes, and I never want to make it seem like there's this magical way that's going to give you results that you haven't committed to for 10 months now. One of my biggest issues that I'm working on, and that has been revealed to me through this year, is my need for perfection through my plans. For me, I feel the best. I feel the closest to God. I feel like the best woman, the best person when I'm being productive, when I'm uploading my videos, when I'm working, when everything is clean, when I'm sticking to the routine, and all of that is good. But it does get to a point where it can be unhealthy, because if you make your productivity your identity, the self-esteem issues that will come when you don't reach those goals is brutal. And I'm telling y'all this as somebody who experiences this even to this day. When I make a to-do list, a goal, a plan, and I don't get it done, I feel awful. I feel awful towards me, towards Jalen. I beat myself up. My worth feels less. I feel like I'm letting God down. I feel like a failure, to be quite honest with you. Knowing that, and knowing that I have to work on not tying my worth to how productive I can be, it was not going to be a healthy choice for me to fall into this facade of locking in for 3 months, knowing that should I fail, I would be very hard on myself for no reason. I think there's a difference between being hard on yourself because you expect better out of yourself and you're not upholding your boundaries, you're not upholding the expectations and the goals you set for yourself, versus idolizing productivity to the point that you're stretching yourself just for the sake of saying you did it. And I felt like that's what doing a winter arc would have been for me. Now, that's a personal thing. The reason why I didn't want to promote it are for three specific reasons. The first being, I feel if you are just now waiting until October to have this lock-in mentality and go after your goals, I think you're setting yourself up for failure, because you are doing this based on an aesthetic or a pleasing time, a perfect 90 days, a perfect end of quarter, and you're using that as a reason to start, and not because you're ready to change or you feel like this is truly the next step in your life. Now, it might actually be a true next step and it just happens around this time, but I do feel like there are a lot of people who are going to be pressured to hunker down for these 90 days, and whether you fail or not, if you fail, you may be hard on yourself and you may just fall right back into the same habits you've had all year. Or even if you do succeed, you may come out of that just as unmotivated as you were prior to it, because guess what? That aesthetically pleasing 90-day time limit is gone now. Now you have to do things out of will, discipline, and a schedule. And if you truly don't have those things in you and you just did it for 90 days just to, I don't think you'll be able to continue that, and you are setting yourself up for failure. Which leads me into another point, which is the possibility for burnout and being hypercritical of yourself. I never want to unnecessarily do things, like I said, and unnecessarily stretch myself. I think with being productive, there does come a point where you have to say enough. You do have to be able to separate idolizing working and productivity to knowing when to rest. I have to be honest with myself. This year has been abundant for me, has been amazing for me. For all the things that happened in my life for this year, the car, the place, the independence, the favor, the fruits of the spirit, the identity, all of these things that I've gained over this year, and you want me to finish it out with a winter arc or a 90-day lock-in time period? Why? How much more can I squeeze out of this year? I feel like at that point, it's not that you're being selfish, but it's that you're not being realistic with life, I guess. Life is not always going to be good. There's not always something you're going to be able to do to squeeze some more goodness out of life. This is a season, at least for me, where I need to not stop being productive, but stop making that the goal. Stop making being a productive person the goal, and make the goal to show up for myself every day, to keep my word to myself. I feel like there's a healthier balance there. But my biggest, if not the main reason why I don't think this whole winter arc thing is something to be buying into is because, y'all, if there is nothing else I've learned from this year, it's that this life is a process full of ups and downs. There's a time and a season for everything. There is a time to reap, there is a time to sow, there is a time to mourn, there's a time to be happy. I almost bought into this idea that because my life started going so good, that it just had to keep going up, 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 up. We don't need any downs, we don't need any fluctuations, even if it's not, you know, the best. Everything is going to be good all the time, but that's not reality. Reality is that there are going to be times where things are slower. All the favor that you had in one season and the abundance, it may still be there, but it may not be glamorized or so full in your face as it was in other seasons. You may go through dry seasons, and by dry, I'm not talking about anything bad. I'm not talking about catastrophic, devastating things going on, but just drier seasons where life may feel a little redundant, or you're not talking to a bunch of people, like just little seasons of contentment where you really just got to find contentment in the small things. And I feel like this 90-day arc thing will make you lose sight of the fact that life is ebbs and flows. You may be trying to your fullest ability, but things still just aren't working out right now, and that's okay. Now, I'm not promoting a mindset of, oh, no matter what I do, things are just gonna be how they are. No, I'm always striving for better. I'm always trying to be consistently improving, be consistently showing up in the lessons I've learned, but I've just really become comfortable with the fact that because this life is a process, All I need to do is hold fast to God to withstand the process. January isn't destined to be good just because you went through a 90-day arc. January doesn't have to be fruitful in the way that you potentially intend on it to be just because you were disciplined and motivated and all these things. It's still good to do those things, but I think your expectation should be, let me show up for myself, not let me go hard so that the end result will be amplified. I am not promoting to not work hard. I am not promoting that a 90-day arc is bad. I am not telling you that this is pointless and that it will yield no fruit. But I am saying that I don't want to feed into this idea that we're just working to get to a January, to get to more and more and more. I want to be realistic in the fact that this life is going to do its thing. We don't have sovereign control. Locking in for 90 days isn't going to do much more than hype you up if your expectations aren't realistic. My expectations for the end of this year, I want to sit in gratefulness for the things that God has done for me. I, of course, still have goals that I'm working on, that I have been working on. I want to become a better woman, and I really want to be open to whatever God has for me. I really want to be content with His will, His plan, and to really just sit in whatever time He has for me. So I'm not gonna get on here and tell you to cut everybody off and to go to the gym twice and to eat on this special diet and to journal and to read and like, I'm not gonna tell you to do all these things for 90 days because one, I want y'all to have your own journey of when you're actually ready to do those things and understand that it may be a process to get into all of that and to become who you truly want to be. But I also want y'all to know that it's okay to not be so hands-on. And I know this is crazy coming from me, y'all. I am the planning girl, the schedule girl. A 90-day arc is quite literally right up my alley. But part of this year has been God showing me He has control. He needs me to find my worth and identity in Him, and that His power through me to be consistent is not the end all be all. And I don't want anybody to set themselves up for failure or to get hyped up after watching a video and then fall off. I just want y'all to submit to the process of life and God's will. Be content with where He has you. And if it is time to do some work, do that work, girl. But do not do this for a 90-day gimmicky lock-in, oh, it's cold and gray, let me be a warrior. No, girl, because you could have done this in the middle of April. Like, you know, I hope all that made sense. I hope y'all don't get off of here discouraged if you are doing your whole 90-day thing. Keep doing you, girl. I'm doing the same thing I've been doing all year, which is improving and getting to know God. That is all I really have to say to y'all. Don't fall into any gimmicks, girl. And don't let the fact that there's 90 days left in a year make you feel like you are on this imaginary time frame that everyone just made up because of the number 90. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Like, comment, subscribe, like I said, and I will see y'all in my next upload.